Hey guys, thanks for coming.
Hey, Tex. Glad to be here.
Hey.
I see you two are sharing the same hotel. Cool. Awesome.
Yeah. It seemed like he is sitting left to the door and I'm on to the right.
So, all right. I don't know. Are we expecting anybody else, Tex, or are we giving the demo to you? It's fine if we are, but
I I'm really on a back end role. I really just follow along with the stuff that's going on here because I write I write up the decisions is really all that I do. So
Yes.
Unfortunately, I'm your glorified secretary here in this instance, and trying to figure out what's going on. So
Okay. All right. Yeah, I don't know who's a member of this working group, so I'll have to wait and see. If we get
that's the other thing we've been trying to work out is the official membership. So it's the end of Q4. It's been relatively difficult. I'm hoping that we can really spin it up. Well, we need to, but
yeah. Yeah, we need to. This is like this item that we're trying to get funding for is needed for the 2026 budget process, and we really need. We've been trying to get the funding for a couple of months now, but all the delays. I mean, normal delays because this is the first time we're doing all this stuff, but we need the help.
Now, from that side, I have the ability to be a bit more transparent. And when it comes to tooling projects accepted, well, no, we have money already for it. So that shouldn't be an issue. We have money with our first milestone, money with our second milestone. So end of Jan should be realistic to get something flowing there.
It's a long time for us. We've been trying to get funding since November, so
yeah,
that's going to be rough.
I'm not trying to drag it out unnecessarily. I'm just speaking to realism. We have currently on the timeline up until the 15th to finalize and submit the milestone for selection process.
Mm-hmm.
And so based on the stair-stepped or lack of attendance with the group here, that's what's caused the delays, or that's what's causing the delays at this juncture. This page here should be helpful, and I'm sure you may have seen it already, so I'm probably just repeating a reference, but here we are anyway. And again, depending on the OSC's decision here, it'll fit within a certain band to give you an idea of how much you're looking at. So
right, yeah, I think I mean I looked at the bands and it actually, for what we were asking and where we fit, it actually made, I think, perfect sense. I would say we were in we were figuring band 3, ecosystem utilities and library, because it's it is a product that it fits into that kind of space where we're trying to provide a tool that doesn't yet exist to Cardano, but that's been asked for, that allows us to capture feedback on documents in a Hydra head, so a semi-on-chain method. And so that's where we felt we fit, was in band 3, and that's the funding we were looking at was there for now. And then obviously if it's really well adopted, we could move up to that essential for operation should we should it really be adopted for all of this on a regular basis. So we feel like we're there. I mean, so
yeah, sure.
And I do, if nothing else, since this is recorded, I can at least provide a demo, and the members can take a look at it soonest. Again, the issue that we've tried to express to Intersect on this particular piece of tooling is that we're going to need funding to continue and staying on track for its use in the 2026 budget process. So really hoping we can get these hurdles jumped over, climbed under, pushed over. Oh, we lost Tex.
Oh,
And he's back.
he's back.
You good, Tex? Not hearing him.
Yeah, me too. But I can hear you.
Okay,
So-
yeah, he's trying to work out a sound issue. I see his text message. Yeah, he's trying to work out a sound issue, which is fine.
Okay. He left the meeting, I hope.
Yep. Yeah, we'll see. Not sure. Any better there, Tex? Not hearing you if you're speaking.
Me too.
Okay. I think I'm finally back.
You are back.
Hopefully didn't catch on anything I didn't want it to hear.
We heard nothing.
Good and bad all at the same time. Okay. Okay. I've heard that others should be coming.
Okay.
Oh, well, if the link was correct, what the hold, please. These links are different. I'm gonna have a heyday. Yeah. I don't know how this happens.
That should be one problem down.
Well, look at you being productive on the last day of work for the end of the year.
Yeah. Like I'm not going to be busy all week next week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm usually one of the only ones to keep watching things even while we're all away. So
Can't help yourself, can you?
no, not quite. Okay. Hi, Luke. Thanks for coming. Sorry for the calendar trouble.
No worries. Thanks.
Yeah. Hey, Luke.
Hey, Lloyd. Good to see you.
Hello.
You too.
Hello.
Okay, Lloyd, I don't want to waste your time. So when you're ready, I'm just going to give you the go ahead, and others that they show up will catch up, and I'll make sure to get this out there for review. So
Sounds good. All right. So I'm just going to kind of talk over while this is running here. Just by way of introduction, this is the Hydra PRDMS. It is the peer review document management system. So yes, that's a mouthful, but it has a pretty specific purpose. First, by way of introduction, this is Hamad Ali. Hamad and I have worked together since the Cardano Summit 2023 in Dubai. So he and I have done several software tools together over the last couple of years, and Hamad is our lead dev for the PRDMS system. What it does is it takes in formats, it creates a Hydra head that has a smart contract associated with it that you can place documents in and then have those documents peer reviewed, and you can give one of three possible answers to the document, which is yes, I approve, and here's my rationale. Yes, I approve conditionally if you make this change to the document, and no, I don't approve, and here's my rationale. And so you've got those three different methods that you can interact with any document. It's all stored in the Hydra head transactions. What comes out the other side is a finished transaction with all of the feedback that was received through that document or documents. And the Hydra head transactions are stored in, we're going to store those in an IPFS file. What you're seeing here is our dashboard where we had 4 different Hydra head participants come and all set up so that we have multi-witnesses for the chain and setting up the smart contract. Then users will be able to interact directly with that smart contract, place their document in there, and get their results out the other end. And we intend to use this Hydra head. It is approved by Intersect to use this Hydra head during the 2026 Cardano budget process. And we would use it during the very first phase, which is the feedback loop phase of the 2026 budget process. So there's been several months of development that have gone into getting it to where we could work and function with multiple Hydra heads, all talking to one another and all, holding the network together and developing the smart contract. We still have work to do, and we would like to continue that work, but we require funding to continue the work. We've done as much as we could on our own, and we've been socializing this to try to get it some funding so that we can continue and complete the work. Intersect has accepted to use this, and they sent us to Possum to try to get some funding as our first line so that we can continue this, because they would like to use this tool during 2026's budget process. Yes, Tex.
sorry, didn't plan on interrupting, but I was just thinking through this. Is there also a part of the presentation, I guess it's just a demo, but is there any part of the presentation that has any type of like a roadmap that demonstrates maintenance or even for once the tool is
I
developed?
mean, I can, right. I can go through that. Effectively, this is effectively a beta test at this point, right? We want to, the community in many corners have said they want to see more on-chain activity related to the budget process. So the development of this tool was in answer to that. And this first 2026 round would be the beta test. And just like we had a beta test of Ecclesia in the 2025 round, and Ecclesia is being reused but improved in 26, we intend to do exactly that. We intend to do the 2026 budget process, get feedback from it, and then be able to iterate again into the 2027 round. There are other commercial applications for the PRDMS. In its name, it's right there, peer review. This could be used for any sort of peer review. So this has commercial application. We're simply trying to, to get this first commercial user off the ground, which would be Intersect. And then there is opportunity for this to move into a commercialization phase where we can show that it works and show that it's useful. And then literally anyone who needs peer review, whether it's a government, whether it's a university, could make use of this tool. So with it being a strong open source tool and a strong commercialization possibility, we'd like to explore that, obviously. So, any other questions on this phase?
Not right off the bat, thanks.
Sure, no problem. I can. So, let's see. I have this. I believe this second video here. Yeah, this second video here. I'll share this one instead. And in this video here, let's see. Yeah, this way. Here we go. Just a little bit bigger, and I can just kind of scoot forward a little bit. You can see we show the online nodes, the toll networks. We have a dashboard that shows the nodes, keeps track of them. This is all happening on the preview testnet right now. We can initialize in here. This video showing you we're initializing the head. Once the nodes are all connected, and it's in real time, so it takes a bit like watching paint dry, but you know how that goes. You scoot ahead here. Once all the nodes are connected, we do commit funds to the head to open it, and all the participants do that. Once all of the funds are committed, head again. Yeah, see the funds are committed, and once everybody's got their funds committed, we enable the smart contract, and we have control to force finalize and do all that at any point in time. So what we wanted to do is basically the head stays open for the period of the feedback loop, and then once that's done, we can they can have a consensus close, or we can force the close of the head. So yeah, there's the script being funded, and once the script was funded, then everything is up, and then you can see the proposals going through, approved, rejected, ongoing. It's all managed in the dashboard. So, and this is where we're at today, and there's the close head to begin the finalization process. Yeah, Tex, go ahead.
Apologies again if this is a silly question. Is this going to its own dashboard, or is there a plan to integrate this with the Zerber's dashboard? I guess one before the other.
Yeah, one before the other. Like this is our dashboard. It works. It's operational, right? users will be able, obviously this is the admin side of our dashboard. Users will be able to, we'll have a user view of the dashboard that would let them see what proposals are available for review. You know, and reviewers just sign with a wallet. If it's a DREP signing with a DREP wallet, then we know it's a DREP. But if it's a normal user can also provide feedback. This is an open feedback loop cycle, right? We'd be able to, and we'll differentiate. This is a DREP wallet. This is a normal user wallet. That kind of thing. And what feedback is received on each document, which is ultimately the important thing, is did this document receive socialization? Did you go out somehow, some way before you put yourself finalized in Ecclesia for voting? What did you do to socialize, right? And this is an on-chain method to socialize. A user could use the Cardano forum and say, I posted it on Cardano forum and I got 17 comments. Fine for this term, right? We're not limiting and requiring, but the idea is that we test this out in this phase, and then in the next phase, 27, that it becomes the requirement. That's coming up, Luke. We've only been doing this in-house so far. We absolutely do want to get it to that point. Right now, it's been in-house because, you know, we were developing it internally for Intersect. I ran out of funds. I don't have any more funds to spend on this. And so I'm out actively seeking funding so we can bring this to fruition.
Yeah, makes perfect sense.
So, but we did share the repository and all of the, you know, that information. We've met all the open source governance. So that's all done. We're just trying to move this ball forward now so we can get this out the gate.
I'll apologize again in case I should know more. Is this at the very least in a functioning state where the NCL is being socialized via this platform or dashboard at this time, or?
Again, I ran out of funds, man.
Okay,
I can't do anything until I get some funding for this. If we don't get to use it, we don't get to use it. But this was, back in November when we started socializing this to get it moving forward. There was a lot of interest. Intersect likes, the dashboard's good. It works. They were looking for funding for it, and they said, paid open source model, go. So we went that way. So it is just taking longer than we anticipated. But no, right now everything's kind of we've got everything off right now because I can't afford to do anything else until. So I used GovTool for now, and we had the GovTool forum for this. I would love to put the NCL in this, but I've got to get the infrastructure in place, and we're hoping what we really are hoping is that we can get after a little bit of experimentation, we're gonna want everybody to load a Hydra head, and we're gonna get 3 or 4 different Hydra heads by trusted entities, right? That each of them will turn on one of the heads, and then we'll launch this contract and begin to test documents on mainnet. So. But everything so far has been just internal testing. We developed our own set of servers, and then we connect our own set of servers over Preview, and have been doing it over Preview.
Get my brain working on the quote unquote last day of the year.
Sorry, bud. But we actually tried to, like I said, we tried to start this in November. No one was ready for us yet. It is what it is, and we've tried to do our best, but there's just because there's no funding to continue, everything's just kind of in hibernation until we figure it out. So we hope to get this active for the 2026 season, but But that is, that's everything I have for today. Other than a plea that if there's anything we can do to move funding forward so that our team can get back to work, we would very much like to do that, and we'd very much like to have this tool represented in the 2026 budget process.
Yeah, well, I guess it defaults to me as the only potential voice in the room here to have that answer. I'll say thank you for coming to present this. I understand that can also be a lot of work. I also apologize, but only to an extent. I can't force contributions by people. So we are working with the best of conditions here. Is there? I guess I would ask in sharing this. I mean, obviously, we want to get it to the tooling working group, and I'm also going to ask the committee to start looking at this ahead of time to hopefully get things really moving. But in case we were to share this any wider, is there any concern that way?
I don't think so. I mean, we're pretty well advanced in this. I can't imagine anybody could rapidly catch up to where we are. You know what I'm saying? And replace us in a week or two. I mean, I guess if somebody really wanted to, that'd be on them, but that would be pretty bad. But no, I think our team has done good work on this, and among some other tools that have to do with document management is just one of those areas that, because of our work in media, it's one of our areas that we're very strong in, and we understand kind of what it takes to do this part of the work. So we feel like we're the right team to continue developing this, that plus my work and budget. You know, those two elements kind of make it that I feel like we are the appropriate team to continue developing this tool and get it up. So
Sure, no problem.
Share it where you can share it so that we can start. Our ask is, $30,000 over 6 months in order to get through the budget process. But that 6 months included December, so we're clear. That's why we're, this is pretty tough at this point where we're at. So, but that is the ask and remains the ask. And if we can accommodate that is what we're looking for. The deliverable is that system operational and working in the 2026 budget process, and a retrospective afterwards with what it would take to continue going into 2027 and beyond.
Okay. Yeah, perfect. So if there's any other, I don't want to say formal, but if there's any other documentation or other links to recordings that you feel are public enough to share, then please feel free to drop those in the tooling working group thread. They're on Discord.
Okay.
But yeah, other than that, since we don't have any other joiners, we're already halfway through the scheduled time. I guess I'll close this early. I'll give my apologies once again, and I will do everything in my power to get this to the right people.
Okay, sounds good. I am at Radio Astro on all the socials. So if you have any questions for me directly, feel free to reach out. I am happy to answer any questions you might have.
Thanks once again. And Ahmad, thanks for your time. Luke, thanks for coming.
Thanks, Dex. Thanks for your time. Bye-bye.
Take care.
Thanks, Luke. Bye, guys.
Bye, Luke.